Hello everyone, welcome to today's video, where today you can see we have everyone's least favorite X-Men 97 figure. So let's take a look at it and see if it's actually that bad. The package for these are always really good. I don't care what anyone says. For mint on card collectors, these are very good offerings. You got all the cool shit on it. So you can see the rest of the figures in the wave. I own Rogue, Bishop, and that's about it. Almost, I would just consider this the same exact figure as the VHS series, but whatever. So yeah, I was gonna pick up the Mafex as my definitive Magneto, but I own a lot of the X-Men Mafex figures, and while they're good, especially the Gambit, they're scary to play with, and they also all have shortcomings, aside from Gambit. But I really don't like to pick up and play with Gambit either, because I'm scared I'm going to break him. With Mezco and Marvel Legends, I'm not scared of that. Because with Marvel Legends, typically, I will say on average, if I break a Marvel Legends, I can replace it. Unless it's a figure like Rogue here, which is going for, upwards of $200 now on eBay. Thank God I bought her before that. But on average, I would be less scared to break them, and they're more sturdy than a import. I was gonna pick up the Mafex for this guy as my definitive Magneto, but I think I'm gonna go with the Mezco. This is just gonna hold me over till I get the Mezco, but I think I'm gonna go with the Mezco. So let's open this guy up. I don't want to do this on camera because I don't want to stab myself. I was just gonna do it with my knife, but I think I can just rip this one open. Because I really don't care about the packaging. So yeah, pull this guy out. Oh, his accessories fell out. And that is one thing about this line and most of the retro style lines. I would put this in the same vein as them. They don't really come with too many accessories. For some reason, Cyclops did, but that's the only one I can think of that really came with a good amount of accessories in this line. Wolverine maybe did. I don't have that figure, so maybe. Okay, and we have him. And yeah, I get why people don't like this guy. He's skinny, and a lot of people don't like their Magneto skinny. For me, I like him kind of a little bit lean and skinny. I think it's okay. I mean, he's a Holocaust survivor, and I kind of like that as like a callback to all the horror that they went through in those times. I'm not trying to be insensitive or anything. I'm just making a statement. So yeah, I really hope they start giving us cloth capes with Marvel Legends. I will say that, because that new Doom looks incredible with that cloth cape. So yeah, so if you wanted to give this guy a cloth cape, you could, but you'd have to remove this part or cut it with an X-Acto knife. So if I ever do that, that'll be what I do. But I don't think I'm going to do that. Oh, I wish this was glued to the face. I don't like the way that is. I like the helmet, though. I like the way it fits on. You can see, I like the blackening of the eyes, the shadowing effect. I like the cape billowing effect. This is only my second Marvel Legends with the cape because this is my third. Because I hate the cape so much. I have White Vision, because that's my favorite version of Vision. And then I have the Prowler that my aunt got me from back in the day. I don't have any of those guys for size comparisons, but just know I hate plastic capes on my figures. It just so severely limits the posability. So if I ever do get figures from Marvel Legends with capes in the future, just assume they'll be replaced. Just assume that. But as far as aesthetics go, I think he looks good. I don't think he's too overly small, At least not at the moment. I don't have any figures by me to look for size comparisons. I have them. I just don't have them stood up next to him, so So, in a vacuum, I think he looks pretty good. The one thing about this deck I don't like is the red hands. I know that's a choice because it's the 97 version, the animated series version. You know, he has red hands in that. But I prefer purple. So I might switch those out with like Sleepwalker's hands or something because I don't really have purple hands. But this, like I said, this guy's going to hold me over till I get the Mezco. Or maybe I'll bite the bullet and get the Mafex. We'll see. They're about the same in price. On the aftermarket, I'm sure the Mezco is probably going to be closer to 150. But I'm willing to pay that extra however much. I think the Mafex is like 109 on Big Bad Toy Store right now. I'm willing to pay that much on the Mezco because I know I'm not going to break the Mezco. And I'm going to have more fun with the Mezco. So, that's just my opinion. So yeah, for accessories, you get 2 fisted hands. That's it. I kind of wish he came with an unhelmeted version or something of the head. But I will say, people have been swapping those new ones onto him from the M Magneto costume, which I really do like that costume. I'll probably pick that figure up eventually. And if he sells out, he sells out. I don't need him. I just, you know, it would be nice to have. But I will say, I do have a head swap that I can try. I don't know if it's going to look great, but I have the old man Bruce Wayne head from one of my Mezco Batman, or my only Mezco Batman, and we'll see how that looks. And yeah, it's actually kind of the same size head. People shit on Mezco for having too big of heads. I think that works. I mean, it's not the best. They both even have blue eyes, I believe, so that's pretty cool. I like to use this head sculpt for Old Man Logan I did use it like for pictures. I like to do Old Man Logan with this head, and you know, or an Old Man Steve Rogers or an Old Man Punisher. I think this guy works actually pretty well for all of them. But this might be his new home. If I ever want to display Magneto without the helmet, you just put this in his hand like that, so you don't see the actual skin of his other head. And then I think that'll work pretty well. So yeah, this figure don't have a lot of paint. Well, I will say that. All the paint you're going to be seeing is going to be in the head. And then I think this part is even molded plastic. It might be painted. I'm just going to say it's molded plastic. So yeah, it's fairly simple on all the parts, but it looks nice. So for articulation, we'll go over it. The head can look up that far, which... yeah, that's pretty good. Look down that far, which, yes, you want Magneto to be looking down on his enemies. That is more important than up, in my opinion. Yes, you can have Magneto doing like a weird flying thing, but you're going to want him looking down on his enemies, down on Xavier or whoever. So, yeah, that's good to have. You have no butterfly joint, but arms can go up to there. Hindered by the cape, I think they could actually go up more if they wanted to. Not much more. You have double jointed elbow, swivel there. You've got the hinge at the wrist, and then for articulation at the torso, you have can go in that far, can go back that far. Looks ugly, but it can do it. You can twist, kick out to there, kick back to there, kick forward to there, double jointed knee, thigh swivel, and then forward facing pin for rocker and hinge at the foot. So yeah. I don't think people's problem with this figure is the articulation. I think it's just the proportions, because it's a pretty good body. It's just, I mean, I agree that it's not for Magneto, but it'll hold me over. This is not my definitive Magneto, but I never thought I was going to have a definitive Marvel Legends Magneto. Let's just say that. Mostly because there's no cloth cape. So for size comparisons, we'll go with my other X-Men 97 figures. We've got, let me pull her out. We got his love of this new season, Rogue. And she's a lot big. She's like about the same size as him. So yeah, I do feel that the new body Magneto is on a different body than this, just so you know. And then we'll go his other love triangle teammate. We got the Mafex Gambit, and he's leaning a little bit, but you can see they look pretty good. And then I have the X-Men 97 Nightcrawler. This is obviously not a three-handed hand. This for like specific angles on the shelf. He doesn't come with a gripping hand, so I just put a Mezco Moon Knight hand on him. And then I have the X-Men 97 Bishop. And as you can see, I only am picking up the 97 versions that I need to fill out my comic display because these work very well as comic book figures. I will probably pick up the Mezco Bishop too, just because that's a much better looking figure, in my opinion. And then we have the X-Men 97 Cyclops with the VHS Cyclops head on. And then we have, I don't have a Professor X, so I won't be showing him any Professor X off. And then we have the Mezco Cyclops. Oh, shit. And and he does actually use this kind of style costume in the show, so it's pretty good. So if you wanted to, I think these two actually scale better because the Cyclops is Mezco, and the Mezco is shorter than Marvel Legends for some reason for this guy, so the one instance I would have been okay with him being taller, he's actually shorter. Next we got the Mezco Wolverine and the Mezco Deadpool. This is the Steelbox Wolverine, and this is just one of the Deadpools. I hope they do a Steelbox version of Deadpool like they did with him, because he deserves so much. Him and the Punisher, I think, are two Mezco characters that fit the most with Mezco. And then Red Hood, I don't know. It's probably gonna take forever to get a Red Hood from them because it's taken long to get a Nightwing. So we'll see. But yeah, these guys all look pretty good together. As long as you have Wolvie hunched down, I think they'll look pretty cool together. And then I guess we can do a Spidey. I have the Amazing Fantasy 15 Spidey and the Marvel vs. Capcom Spidey is what I'm just going to call it. You can McFarlane Spidey, whatever, from Mafex. And they look good. They look fine. Next, we're going to get into some Brotherhood members. I don't have the new Blob or the new Sabretooth or anything like that, but I do have a few Brotherhood members that I will throw in for size comparison. I have the original Marvel Legends, Hasbro Marvel Legends Sabretooth from the Apocalypse Wave, I believe. So they will look pretty well together until I can do something. And then I have the Walgreens exclusive Mystique, and yeah, they all look pretty good together. Just about that much of height. Just adjust for that because I don't want to take her out of her stand because she does not like to stand very well. And then two figures I haven't even looked at yet, but I don't know if I will. I just haven't been craving to look at these guys or really that many action figures to begin with. We've got Avalanche and Toad. And they look pretty good together. Obviously I'm trying to build out a Brotherhood display, but I need to pick up the new Pyro. It's not really new, but the Pyro 2-pack. And then I think I need a Blob, obviously, and then Juggernaut. He'll be coming out with that one 2-pack that's got a reissue coming out, and then I believe, is that all? I mean, Sabretooth, the Sabretooth 2-pack, I'll be picking that up too. But as far as Brotherhood goes, after that, I'll be done for the most part. Maybe Mastermind. Oh yeah, and Quicksilver. I do have Wanda here, but she's just in a package. I'm gonna look at her next, actually. But I can show her off in the package. So I do hope they do one of these with Quicksilver. Give us his green costume, please. But yeah, for size comparisons, that's pretty dope. This is not as bad of a figure as everyone likes to say. I think he's pretty cool. You can also get, if you really wanted to get his cape flowing up, you could probably finagle that. Like, you could, I don't know, you could do something with it. It just pegs in the back. So, whatever. Excited to finally have a Magneto for the display. excited to start collecting some villains to go with my heroes, because heroes aren't really that fun to play with if you don't have a villain to pose with them fighting. So we'll have Wolvie getting his adamantium ripped out of his skeleton, maybe. I mean, I don't know if I recommend this figure. Maybe to the people like me that just need a Magneto on the shelf now, and don't really care the quality because they plan on picking up the better version. Maybe then I recommend him, but you know, there's better versions out there if you're willing to pay more. The Mafex right now is in stock on Big Bad Toy Store. The Mezco is better than this. I really like the Mezco, and that's the version I'm going to go with probably. And then you got Kyoto, and then if you can replace the shitty plastic cape for the Kyoto version with a custom one on eBay. So there's better versions of this than this. I mean, there are better Marvel Legends. The Family Matters 3-pack is better than this. So, there, yeah. So, still not a bad figure though. But thanks for watching, guys. Bye.